souled, but they're very egocentric. So I was a bit like, how can you be white souled but have characteristics of a narcissist?
I feel like we create enough hell here on Earth that beloved source is not going to do that to us again. Not unless we choose to come back.
I have begged them. How many times I've had to deal with attachments because they've
Mhm.
taught their students that there's no darkness.
People who need to come through, who have a message they need to give, can be healing for the sitter, but can also be healing for them. I've special guests, we share the flame. Through every word we claim our name.
Hey sparklers, how we doing? So if you don't know me, I am Empress Sparkle. I am here to guide you on a path of education. Sort of about the way I'm going to word it is education of how to become more spiritual and how to lighten yourself up and get a whiter soul, basically, is the way I'm going to word it. I have Alyssa with me today. Alyssa, would you mind introducing yourself, please, lovely?
Hi, I'm Alyssa, psychic medium of the Florida Medium. That's all I
Brilliant.
got.
I love that. Quick, simple. It's like,
Straight and to the point.
I'm going to talk about all this anyway. Do you know what? We have just had, no word of a lie, we've just had like a 20-minute conversation. It has been so interesting. It's like, wow. Um, and I love the fact Alyssa is very much mindset the same as myself. Alyssa as well, we were talking about TikTok as well, guys. And as you know, I come off TikTok. She only managed a year as well.
Yeah,
She's real. She's real.
it was so
Um,
draining. It was too much.
exactly. This is the thing that people don't get about it. It is just so draining. It's a horrible place. Um, But one of the things that we were just talking about, which we're both very interested in each other, is Alyssa does a healing which is very different to mine. And we both the same. Well, I didn't start off with Reiki. I started off with soul cleansing and then did Reiki just to have a qualification to say I can heal. These bloody rules now.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Alyssa, would you explain what you do again?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that
So, no, yeah. So, just a precursor for people who weren't here when we were talking. I'm a medium and I love doing my mediumship. I found it's been very healing for people, especially when we're stuck in grief or having a hard time moving on. But I found that a lot of people have struggle afterwards still. Like there's that little missing piece. There's unlocking something when we do the mediumship, but they still leave with something else, not quite fixed yet. And so like I was telling Empress, everyone is Reiki trained by now. Like I'm a Reiki master. I'm sure everybody else is too that's listening. But it never really resonated as much for me until I learned about the emotion code. And so that's what I've been using in my healings after my mediumship sessions or just whenever else somebody needs a healing. And the long and short of it, the emotion code uses muscle testing to see what emotion is trapped in your body, what is not being released in your body. And then you use that loving, healing, intentional Reiki universal energy directly through the governing meridian to go directly to that emotion and help release it. And I found that like my clients within 30 minutes, they're smiling again or they feel lighter. And I love how you and I both experience, like, I guess it's people's souls or just like the energy that they have. And we both see like whether they're gray or like dark or light or like just how much
yeah.
they're carrying. And I'd love to hear more about how you experience that.
So I love this because if you guys don't know, so if you've not been on one of my energy cleansing programs, you wouldn't know. But one of the things I actually teach my girls, because I teach them to cleanse themselves on one of my energy programs,
Hmm.
is I talk to them about sucking the energy. If they've got a twitch while we're doing it or anything like that, that means that's holding negative energy. So like your little pinky might start twitching or something.
Mm.
So I'm like, suck it up, suck it up. That's negative energy. Suck it up into your breath, blow it out, blow it away. Because
Oh, I love that.
I like them to be able to cleanse themselves when I'm not around and
Hmm.
stuff. So I love this. So basically I see souls in white, grey, and black.
Hmm.
Grey goes from murky, disgusting grey, like on the verge of black, all the way up to a mist, is what I call
Hmm.
it. The grey is very, very sort of thing, very, very confusing. You really do need to try and figure out where the person is with the grey. Why? So I always thought it was only healing it was linked with, because that's what I was trained with, that it's
Oh.
just healing, how much trauma we're holding on to, and stuff like that. But for me, I couldn't understand why a black soul was a black soul. So a black soul's sort of like your shadow man in the corners are usually people that were black souled.
Hmm.
So your CEOs, you know the type, you're
Yes.
narcissists
Right.
90% of the time. Um, but I slowly learned that it's not just the healing part of it. I've now learned it's also the people that are on their spiritual path are white
Mm-hmm.
souled. Because I doing this, whereas before I was just healing, doing this, what I have found is some of the people I have met are white souled, but they're very egocentric. So I was a bit
Hmm.
like, how can you be white souled but have characteristics of a narcissist?
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, so I was really, really confused because I was a bit like, this ain't right. How can you have
Hmm.
that? How can you be white souled, but yet I can see you're not over some trauma? And they were explaining to me that is because they're on the right path at the moment.
Oh,
But
like they're
whereas,
on the path that's helping them work through whatever it is that's still there.
yeah,
They're in alignment.
yes.
Oh my God,
Oh, I
I love
like that.
that.
I love that. Um, so this is the thing that I sort of figured out, and I was just like, okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. That it's
Yeah.
actually more about our soul's path and our soul
Mm.
being in line. Um, and then I turned around and basically, I hold my hands up. I was like, well, what about the egocentric ones? And they're like, well, when they're not on their path, they won't go into murky. So when they're
Mm.
being a bit too much, if that makes sense, they go straight into black. So usually when they're around their family, their friends and stuff like that. And I says, well, what happens when they pass? And he goes, it depends when they pass.
Oh.
They've got a very dangerous game coming to them. And
Hmm.
I was just like, that is interesting. And he went, the trouble is, when they're on their path, we're giving them the signs. We want them to feel good. We want to give them the signs and stuff. But when they're on this dark path, it's so different. And also the computer, apparently doing it like this actually makes a
Hmm.
difference to how I see them as well. Whereas if I'm face to face, apparently it makes a difference because apparently the
I have found
computer
that it's easier when people's right in front of you.
so much easier,
Yeah.
so much. Oh, that's interesting. I because that's something I've never actually spoke about on here.
Oh,
Um,
so can I
yeah,
side conversation? Can I tell you something real quick? I was trained over Zoom. I didn't like when I first started, I never did anything like in person. And so I just kind of got used to like I guess the disconnect because it does feel like there is a little bit of a disconnect. And then when I finally started doing things in person, I was like, whoa, my God, there's so much like there's so much information just coming. It was wild.
there is. When you do it in person, it's like you get so many more visions, you get so much more coming out of the person. They're more freeing as well. It's like they more can talk to you as well. As well as that, I don't know about yourself, and I know this is going to sound weird, but when I'm having to deal with stuff remotely, sometimes I have to astro project over to them because I'm not understanding their surrounding fully because it feels weird, if that makes sense. And it's sort of like I can't
Is that
explain
when
it.
you're trying to connect to their energy directly?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm glad you understand that because it's really hard to explain. It's like
Hmm.
it's so disconnected when you're sometimes doing it through computer that I can't even judge where they are in the house. And like I'm
Right. Like
picking
there's
up,
a film in between you and them.
yeah. Oh, I love that you understand that because a lot of people I speak to are like, no, you can do it remotely. And I'm like, no, it feels like something's in the way.
Well, here's the thing,
Like,
you can do it remotely. It just is not as easy. So you have to put in a little bit more energy to do it. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't usually connect to people directly. I just go straight to source and work through them instead of going to the person because I feel like I'm not playing this game. I'm not going to try and like, put all this energy into getting through whatever I have to get through the internet. I'm just gonna let source do their thing. I'll connect with them.
oh, I might have to do that next time. I may have to do that because I hold my hands up. I don't do always the connect with source, and I will admit that.
Mm.
I do a lot of just connecting straight to them and
Mm.
sending them white light and,
Mhm.
well, what color light they need, which
Mhm.
is really hard when you're in group sessions. Sorry, the
No,
thought of
it's
group sessions.
were you saying group sessions or grief sessions?
Group sessions. Oh, I can deal with
Yeah.
grief. Mm, Actually, I'm a bit harsh when it comes to grief.
What do you mean? What do you mean you're harsh?
I don't understand it.
What?
I don't.
Why?
So for me, because I know that if, well, I'll correct this.
Okay,
If
wait,
I
I
know,
think I know where you're coming from. Go ahead.
yeah, so if I know they're okay on the other side, I don't
Hmm.
really struggle to grieve. And I struggle
Hmm.
with people that do grieve for a long, long time.
Hmm.
And the reason I do is, and I know this sounds really awful, so I do apologize, guys. And I think Alyssa's going to understand exactly what I'm saying. Because what you're doing is you're calling that person back from rest constantly.
Hmm. Hmm.
And for me, that's not helping the person on the other side, but it's also not helping you to
Mm.
constantly be holding on to that. So
Hmm.
I struggle because I just want to grab people and shake them
Mm.
and
Hmm.
just go, you're holding yourself here, you're victimizing yourself as well as the person on the other side. Now grow and
Gotcha.
add up.
No, I have found, and I understand where you're coming from because I have found that people who are more, I don't want to say more spiritually connected because I don't want to, make people feel less than by saying that. That's not what I'm trying to say, but who I think have a better understanding or trust in
Yeah,
spirit, that it's easier for them when people do pass over. But I also understand, and I have a lot of grace for people who are grieving because I understand what they're going through. Because before, like, I went through this whole journey, I had my dad die, my stepdad die, my father-in-law die, and then a couple months later, my grandparents both die.
oh
And
bless
this was
you.
like, it was in like the span of maybe like 2 years or something. And so I understand where they're coming from because there is a physical sense of loss. You don't have them there with you anymore. Um, and then not only is there like that physical, this person is gone, but all the things that I used to do with them is now gone too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I can give people who are grieving grace because I understand where they're coming from. Like it's very difficult. Their whole world has suddenly changed. And so when I have sessions with people like this, one, I try to remind them that the person you want to come through isn't going to because they need you to move on first. They need you to go
Yes.
through your grieving and your healing first. And then when you're ready, they will come because they know if they do come through while you're still like going through it, they're going to stop the healing process. Um, and so the other thing I try to do is with them is let's take some steps. What are some things that we can do to help move our life forward? Like, do you have a memorial? Have you made something? Have you created some art to maybe help with this? Or have you gone out with friends? Like just little things to try and leave them with. I had a woman the other day who was like going through it. She was stuck in she wasn't even leaving her house. And so I was like, you need to start doing things. And I sent her like a bunch of stuff. And afterwards, her son was there. And I went up to her son. I was like, your job is to take your mom to one of these things maybe once a week.
Yeah,
Because you need help. That's it. Like these people just need help. Um, because they don't understand it as much as I think
we do. Yeah, no, I
yeah.
completely agree. I think that's why I sort of say after a year, I do get harsh with them, and I will admit that
Mm-hmm.
to everyone. I do get harsh after a year
Mm-hmm.
because it only takes us 6 weeks to relearn a new routine and to get
Mm-hmm.
used to someone not being around. I
Mm-hmm.
get it when you've been with someone. Me and my husband have been together 21 years, and he keeps threatening
Mm-hmm.
me that he's not going to go with Hermes. He's going to stay here. And I go, you do that, and I'll tell you, boy, I'll bloody be sending you off. Um, and people sit there and they're like, how can we talk so comfortably about death? People sit there
Mm-hmm.
and they're so shocked. And I'm like, I'm not scared of dying. I'm not scared. I'm ready to go to
Mm-hmm.
the next level. I'm ready to go there. I'll hold my hands up. I'm
Mm-hmm.
scared of what I'm leaving behind, which is my children. I've got two son children. And
Mm-hmm.
not just that, I'm scared of the way I will die. As long as I'm not
Mm,
suffocated, I'll be okay.
right.
And I think this is where spiritually, I agree with that 100%. Us on the spiritual level, we've got to this place where we're like, death is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Death is
Right.
a
And I
release.
think it's our job to kind of like meet people where they're at and walk them through the process or like help them through the process, or at least have a better understanding of what death can be so that it's not as like traumatizing or scary for them. Because I know like people don't talk about death or like all these sorts of things because it is scary, but the more we normalize it, the easier it's going to be, which is why I love death doulas.
Yeah. This,
But
sorry.
sorry.
I was trying to hold back and I was like, no, don't laugh because I hate my laugh. But I love that because I think this is one of the things as well. The last 700 years, the Western society has been obsessed with staying alive as long as we
hmm
can. We've been
hmm
obsessed with it. We've been afraid of death. Whereas before that, the pagans rejoiced in death. They actually
hmm
enjoyed death, and it was as long as they did their rituals, it was fine. That person's going to go off and they're going to be
hmm
wherever and be happy. And I
hmm
think that's where we seem the weirdest to people because you
hmm
get these spiritual people like ourselves and we're like, my nan hates it because I'll talk to her about, oh, what do you want after death, what and all this.
hmm
And then my nan's like, you're ready for me to die, you're ready for me to go to, and I'm like, no, no, it's not that at
No,
all.
you're just being practical.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. And it's like people look at me and they're like, you really shouldn't be talking about death the way you do. But I think this is a bit, I love this conversation because I know there's a couple of my watchers that need to hear this, that death is
hmm
okay.
hmm
I think I might actually
Yeah.
title this video that death is okay.
Yeah, it is.
Because um and it does depend on what you believe. Let's be honest. It
Right.
does really depend on what you believe, on where you go, and stuff like that. Like I'll be going to the Meadows, which weirdly enough is my safe place, because
hmm
I worship the Hellenic gods.
hmm
Whereas I think the problem is the rules we've been brought up with that gets you into heaven.
hmm
A lot of people fear it because they then think about their partner's life. I know with I was speaking to one lady about death and stuff when we were in a healing session, and her granddad come through and
hmm
basically was talking about how he's ready to collect her nana and stuff like that.
hmm Oh.
And I obviously for me, I know it's not her granddad, it's Hermes because that's who comes and collects. And I sit there and I'm like, I'm loving this, tell her not to be afraid. She will go to the better place. She'll be going here. And one of the ladies said to me, and I'll never forget it, how do you know that if they've been a bitch? And I sat there and I was
That's
like,
a legitimate question, though.
oh, that's actually shocked me in the face because I'm a bit like, wow. But I think as well, when we think about the rules, so many rules that Christianity puts in place,
Yeah.
etc., I think that's stuck in people's heads.
Yes, and it creates a lot of fear around death and the dying process because they're like, I'm a bad person. Bad things are going to happen to me after I die. And in my head, I'm like, no, you're just going to reconnect with source. Like you're just going back to like the all-loving. There is, I feel like we create enough hell here on earth that beloved source is not going to do that to us again. Not unless we choose to come back.
Exactly. And when I say to them, when I talk to them, because obviously in Hellenic pagan, we believe that the only way you don't get to go to heaven, the meadows,
Hmm.
is if you choose to, or you die a
Hmm.
wrong death, or you die too early. They're the
Hmm.
ones that we believe that the fates haven't seen, or you're a complete twat. I'll be
Hmm.
honest. Um, and this is why I love the Hellenic pagan because they actually saw the souls the way I do. And
Hmm.
I loved it. And it was like when I looked up their rules are next to nothing. Like their
Hmm.
rules are live life as long as you're doing what your soul's here to do it.
Hmm. Yeah,
Obviously not harming other people, guys. So before
right.
anyone thinks I'm saying that's okay, I'm not. Oh, I love this conversation because it's
Yeah.
all
I
about
think
the
I
healing.
yeah, I think I would describe myself as like an earth-based spiritualist because I love spiritualism. Like I like things that don't have rules and really they're just like help others, be a good healer, and I don't even remember what the third one is. Um
I love that. But that is so true. And I think this is the thing. I need a title, and I always say that to everyone. I need a title. The deities understand that. They respect that. They're like, we know
hmm
you do. So we respect that. As long as you're
hmm
worshipping us, we don't care. Do you know what I mean? As long as
hmm
you're working with us, we don't care.
hmm
So I love that because that is what us healers are here for. That is what we're
hmm
here. We're here to spread the love. We're here to spread the care
hmm
and stuff like that. So I love that.
You know what I have learned? The more that you do your own healing on your own like healing path. I know we were just talking recently about like the divine light, and even if we have ego, we're going the right way. You can pour more love into other people. Like the more you heal yourself, the more space you have to heal others. And I'll be honest, I've been on my own journey. I was not in a good place when I was in my 20s. But the more like work I've done, the more been able to like create space for others. And even like my healing has gotten better as I've gotten older because I've been doing more work on myself. And so I go ahead, I saw you were going to talk.
No, no, no. I was just saying, yes, lovely. Carry on, please.
Yeah.
I'm loving that.
And going back to your conversation about like ego, it's so funny. I recently, like for very briefly, interacted with a person, literally just, hi, our friend is so cool. Bye. Like we had a mutual. And whatever it was that I was giving off, it like threw her for a loop. Like she did not, and it really, what it was is like, divine light, what I give off is, how do I say, like not triggering, but unlocking something in her that needed to be moved. Does that make sense?
Yes. Oh, I get this all the time, so I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, yeah. And I didn't even do anything. I was just there. But like even though there was like a negative feeling of her towards me, I could still pour my love into her because I knew that like she was going on a journey. And I can tell you like in the past that is not something I would have been able to do. So it's so important to do our own growing.
Oh, it is. It's like me at the age of 26. If anyone met me then, I was on antidepressants. I was so far down in the dumps, that bad that when I had my third daughter, my last daughter, I had to stay on the ward for 5 extra days because my mental health was that bad to make sure that
Oh,
I
you poor
wasn't going to do
thing.
anything. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's that sort of it. you know, and now I look at myself, that was actually the point that I went, right, I've been taught soul cleansing. I now need to do it to myself and sort
Hmm.
myself out. If I'm that bad that I get the chance that they're watching me with my kids, I need to sort my own head out. And I did. I'd come
Hmm.
off the antidepressants a year later. Do you know what I mean? We sort ourselves out, and it's an amazing
Hmm.
journey. And I love what you're saying because I get it all the time. I'll get people. So basically, guys, what this is people come up to us because of our white light, they're really attracted to us.
Hmm.
Um, and I get it during paranormal hunts with spirits as well. Like everyone says about how active it gets when I'm about, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. Um, but this is because they're attracted to our energy. They're really attracted to our energy. They love it. They're like, we're healers, so they want to take our healing energy. That's what they want to do. Um, and stuff like that. But the problem is we do find that some people we meet, we come up against this sudden brick wall. And it's not because they're negative. I completely agree
No.
with you. It's not
Yeah.
because they're negative 100%. It's because we're unlocking stuff they don't want to be unlocked. They can't. So this is where I have a saying, Alyssa,
Hmm.
and that is, so I don't do what's called shadow work. I don't
Hmm.
agree with that term. I
Hmm. I
call
don't
it
either.
lover. I call it being aware of the darkness within.
Yeah.
So it's being okay, being able to recognize the fact sometimes I may just go, I can't deal with you today.
Yeah.
It's recognizing why we feel that way,
Hmm.
what may have made us feel that way and stuff. Because I do feel for some people they struggle with this.
Right. Because I think it forces them to look at themselves. It forces them to self-reflect. And that's hard, especially if you don't like what you're looking at.
Yes. And the only other time I think we do get it is jealousy.
Hmm.
That is the only other time because we're now taught by this. I know the guys that are watching this are gonna go, here she goes again. We're now taught this love and light is everything. Life
Hmm.
isn't love and light, it's love, light, and darkness.
I tell everyone that we live in a world where we have positive feelings and negative feelings, and neither is bad. Not one is worse or better than the other because life is a symphony and you need high notes and low notes in order to, enjoy the whole of it. I love that you said that.
Exactly that. Exactly that. And so I do not get on with these love and light mediums.
Yeah, me either.
Um, do not. I've asked them, I've begged them to come on and take me on. I have begged them. How many times I've had to deal with attachments because they've
Hmm.
taught their students that there's no darkness.
Hmm.
And I've gone, you've got a mimic stood right behind you. Can you stop talking to this person you're talking to because you're going to cause them to have an attachment? Telling them,
Hmm.
yes, that is Grandad making the noise in the kitchen. It's not. It's a mimic that stood behind you. Please stop. Do you know what I mean? And it's like because they're not trained to feel the dark energies,
Hmm.
they don't know what they're feeling. Because one of the
Hmm.
important things of what we do is feeling energy.
Hmm.
I love this. I love that. I love that. Sorry, I'm getting really
I'll tell you,
excited.
I'll tell you though, I am bad because whenever like people ask me about dark stuff, I do always try to like readjust their perspective on it. Because I feel like very much if we focus on ourselves first, like putting goodness into our own hearts, it's going to, you know, keep other negative stuff away. But you also have to be aware that there is negative stuff out there, right? And we have to know how to like protect ourselves from it, but start with you, you know?
Yes. Yes. No, I love that. Exactly that. I love that. And this is what I say to everyone. Like, when everyone's looked at me in these podcasts and on the videos, and they're like, Empress, you're always smiling, you're always so happy, you're always okay. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but you don't see when I'm literally had enough of my daughter being up at four
Yeah.
o'clock every morning because she's got ADHD. Do you know what I mean? You don't see me going, will you
Oh
just
my God, my
finally
daughter
go to
does
bed?
too.
Do you know what I mean? Like 4 o'clock in the
Yes,
morning
and you just
running around.
absolutely lose it.
Yeah, you're not about them. You know, and this is the thing that drives me insane. My life isn't perfect. There is struggles, there is stuff like that. And I think this is a problem social media's caused, so I'm going to hold my hands up
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think as well is because they see us as such lights and
Mm-hmm.
they know they're cloudy, they sort of get a bit obsessed with the fact that they want to be as light as us, which you can get
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yeah, everyone can.
Yeah. I will
Mm-hmm.
say though, guys, I don't agree that everyone has the clairvoyant and mediumship gifts.
Mm-hmm. I tell people every medium is a psychic, but not every psychic is a medium because when you're a psychic, you can feel the energy of the people around you, the environment, but a medium goes directly to source, and not everybody can do that. Like you have to, there is some unlocking there.
Oh, yes. Uh, and I think this is why, for me, when people say, I say paranormal and spiritual are very linked because you
Hmm.
don't have to go to source. This is what I've
Hmm.
explained to people. If the spirit's still on this plane,
Hmm.
we don't have to go to source because it's still
Hmm.
here.
Hmm.
Um, Whereas I have to go to my source is Hermes. So I have to go to
Hmm.
Hermes and say, Hermes, can you bring me a message from this soul? And they'd either go to me, no, or he'll send me a video recording. That's what I call it. And it's like, I love that you've mentioned that because I'm the only other person I've heard mention about that.
Hmm.
About
Oh,
having,
really?
yeah. Everyone says that everyone thinks that I'm nuts when I turn around and say that I have to go to Hermes for the messages if they're in the light.
Hmm.
Everyone thinks I'm nuts. Everyone,
So
honestly,
you kind of like use, um, okay, you Hermes is a deity. Deity. I don't know how to like pronounce that word. I'm an idiot. Um, so you use like a third party to help you get information.
yeah, so he's my
Okay.
source
Hmm.
for that. He's a pronification for it, so I'll hold my hands
Right.
up.
Right.
Um, so I go to that energy and I say, look, this is who I need to
Hmm.
speak to that's in the light.
Mm.
They don't give, so I don't have full access like some, most probably like yourself, like some mediums do to spirits that are in the light. I don't, which is why I've stopped mediumship
Oh,
because
okay.
people assume that I have full access to the spirits that are in the light, and I don't.
So I'm so curious about how you experience that because I've heard other people like say that they have to use their guides or like other sources like a third party to get to the spirit world, and I've never experienced that before. I've always like just gone direct. And so I've never heard that before that like as a medium you can't.
So for me, it was really, really weird. That's how it's always been. There's some intuitive messages where I just know what the message
Hmm.
needs to be, where I just know.
Hmm.
But when people ask for a direct message and that's who they actually want to speak to,
Hmm.
um, Hermes will either he'll just bring me the message. I will admit that sometimes he'll just bring me the
Hmm.
message, but it's like a how do I explain it? You know when you're first doing Reiki and they send you that massive big whoosh of energy at the start so you understand how it feels?
Oh, and then you get all like tingly all over.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
that with a vision
Hmm.
is a way to explain it. Um, I like it because now I can help certain people
Hmm.
with it. So I do like it because I can now help people with it and stuff like that if their families are in the light. Because there was a time
Hmm.
where I wouldn't have been able to help them.
Hmm.
But that's where I've learned that my gift wasn't to do mediumship and
Gotcha.
clairvoyance and tarot as much as what I was doing. That's
Hmm.
where I learned my gift because I can see my spirits or feel them, which are in this plane.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when they explained, this is why, guys, when we tell you every clairvoyant, medium, psychic, their gift is different, this is what we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where, for me, I know mine's to clear up the spirits that are stuck here.
Yeah.
That is what my gift's to do because I can see so many. My
Mm-hmm.
husband calls me the ghost whisperer because I'm just not as good as looking as her. That's
Oh.
what I say, and he goes, "Yes, you are. Shut up, silly cow." Um, but yeah, I've got to ask now how yours works, lovely, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, and thank you for sharing. I wasn't trying to like, I was just so curious. I just go directly there, but I like to tell people to not focus too hard on who they want to come through because spirit knows what we need best, and they're going to come through because they have what you need. Um, do I sometimes pull people through? Every so often I'll do it. And it almost feels like energetically reaching out my hand. And it's funny because like when I experience the spirit world, it's like back here or on this side. And when I experience like people's energy, it's in the front. I don't know if you get that.
Yes.
But
Oh,
when I try to like call people forward, it's almost like I'm reaching out an energetic hand and like, are you coming? Do you want to hold my hand? Do you want to
like, come
come?
with me, follow
Yeah, and
me.
sometimes they will. Sometimes they're like, maybe not yet, you know. Um, and that's
Yeah.
okay. I've learned to kind of like just trust that they know best and that they're going to be able to provide what this person needs. But yeah, it's just kind of like, I don't know, whenever I connect, they're just there and ready to go. So I- that's
This
the only way I've experienced it.
I love that because this actually shows how everyone's gift's different. Like for
Yeah.
me, it's Hermes saying whether they're ready or not. That's the voice I
Mm,
hear. And it's him telling me if it's okay to connect with them or not. If I'm telling you guys a secret here, and if some people that are watching that have had a mediumship reading, if I literally am getting it straight away, that usually 90% of the time means the spirit's still on this plane.
mm,
Especially if I'm feeling the way they passed away and stuff like that, it usually means their spirit's still on this plane, which I
hmm
promise you, after I've done with your reading, I pull them back and I pass them over. So I don't
hmm
leave them here. I just want to tell you all that. I never, ever, ever, if I can, leave a spirit in this plane
hmm
because I do understand that's what my gift's for now, for my side, if that makes sense. Whereas yours sounds more like it's about helping people grieve and stuff like that. It's like I'm for the spirits grieving,
hmm
you're for the living grieving. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Well, you know,
It
I think
sounds
it
a bit
goes both.
weird.
It No, you're right. I think that my job is definitely to serve other people and in the spirit world, like the people who need to come through, who have a message they need to give, can be healing for the sitter, but can also be healing for them. I've had spirits come through who wanted to communicate to the sitter that like they're going to follow this person through their life because how did they say it? Not as like one woman used the word penance, like to make things right by the sitter. But I think that they both like the soul needed to let them know that to help them on their little soul journey. And I think my sitter also needed to hear that in order for them to both like have this kind of healing moment. Does that make sense?
No, that I love that because that makes complete sense. Because sadly, sometimes once they actually go to the other side, or
hmm
for me, they get stuck in river Styx, is the way I'm going
hmm
to word it. They get stuck there because they're full of remorse still, but they've managed to go through the light. They're just now stuck wondering and not being fully allowed into heaven, is the way I'm going to
hmm
word it. Sadly, I do find some of them need to come back and support the people. Oh, this is going to sound awful, that they didn't
So
treat right. So I think that's why
yeah.
it's, yeah.
No, that makes sense. So now I'm curious. Do you think it's like a negative thing if a spirit wants to hang around a person?
No,
Okay. Yeah,
no,
because I'm like my grandma's with me all the time, not because I need her, but just because she chooses to be.
no,
Do you
not
think
at all.
that's
I don't at all. So basically, what it is for me is it is all about choice. So it
Hmm.
is all about choice, the way they choose.
Yeah.
Um, because for me, it's sort of like I'm trying to explain it. So for me, it's the ones that either don't like when I'm going paranormal hunting or when I'm dealing
Okay.
with
Yeah.
a
Yeah. Yeah.
attachment. Um, for me, it's people who don't recognize they're dead.
Oh, okay.
I never ever force someone into the light. So I just want to say that you'll see that on one of my paranormal videos. So I never force someone into the light.
Hmm.
We had a lady and I says, "Oh, do you know where the light is?" And she said yes with the dowsing rods. And then I always use tools because people can't hear and see them like we can. So I always use tools as well. She said yes with the dowsing rods. And then I says, "Do you want to go into the light?" Because I thought I can help guide her, make
Hmm.
sure she feels comfortable. And she put no. And she was
Hmm.
literally, and the way she said no to me was no. So I was like,
Hmm.
okay, that's your choice.
Hmm.
I'm just here
Yeah.
to help guide if you want it. That's
Yeah.
all
No,
I'm here to do.
I totally agree with that. I love that because I really truly believe like some spirits stay because they want to, or like they want to like hang around their loved one, or feel like they are still like connected. I don't know how to really describe it, but yes, they choose to be here. They want
Yeah.
to still be with us. And I feel like even I don't know if you've experienced this, but I have found that like even great grandparents will still stay with someone and
Yes.
will wait for like the great grandchild to pass over before they're like, okay, time to move on. You know what I mean? Like like to hang out with the family and like watch the family. And I almost wonder sometimes if this is part of like um our ancestors wanting better for us and like wanting to watch like the bloodline grow or like heal or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest. I had a lady help me to learn tarot, an old gypsy lady, bless her heart. Didn't know why, and I didn't. And then basically I had a falling out with my family, so I moved out of the house. I moved in with my husband when I was 19. So she taught me everything I needed to know in a year and a half of working with her.
Oh, wow.
And then basically, I continued with tarot, but I had my great nana, which was my
Mhm.
great nana Annie. Everyone knows Granny Annie, as I call her. And she's now gone. She's now gone into the light. She left me, and I admit it feels empty sometimes.
Oh,
Her love
yeah.
was nice and warm sometimes, if that makes sense.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
but she was amazing, and I found out with her, it was the fact no one else was doing tarot. So she was an old school gypsy, and
Mm-hmm.
no one else was doing tarot in the family. They'd all left the old gypsy ways, and she was the one that kept saying to me, "You're more gifted than what you realize." And
Mm-hmm.
she wanted me to do the skill of tarot. She does come back now and again because she does get angry with these people claiming to be tarot readers and they're not. Oh, she annoys me with that. But she is so it's for me it was sort of like I don't know if to word it as a journey
Mm-hmm.
to a to understand actually some family members do stay with us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it's because I have such a positive thing about the light. I'm like, go into the light, go and enjoy yourself, go and rest. Cool, you've had a bad enough life. Don't stay here. Why would you want to? I think it's
Because
more,
go ahead.
no, carry on, lovely.
No, I think part of it is just, we are on our own soul journey and they want to see us do well and they want to see us have like a positive life. And so they stay to help us. And if we pay attention, if we're like more spiritually inclined, like we can see those synchronicities and the signs and the ways that they are energetically trying to help. And I think that that's part of the reason why they stay. And like you were saying with the tarot thing, I think to also help us come into our own power because I have felt the same with my like ancestors that part of the reason they hang on is because I'm living out a life that they weren't able to in the past. And so they share like their energy with me because of that.
I completely agree because one of my spirit guides, Helena, I'm sure I'm linked with her somehow, as in family ancestry. And the reason I say that is because even with her, it is a very confusing situation because she will be obsessed with guiding me how to be a white witch. Like she's obsessed
Hmm.
that I don't do her
Hmm.
mistakes. She is obsessed with it that I don't upset Mother Hecate by doing dark magic, that I don't do
Mm.
all this. She honestly, she does me head in. I love her, don't get me wrong, but like at any time that when you have that slight impulsation that you want to do dark magic and you want to curse someone, she's straight away there. And I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm just thinking about it to get out of my energy. I'm not going to do it. And she's like, but I don't trust you. And I'm like, really? You've been with me 4 years. Are you going to start trusting me yet? I'm just like, but
I
I
do
think.
I do think it's funny when they do that though, like when you're experiencing something like you're really questioning or and they're just in your head telling you what to do. And it's like, let me make my choice. Let me make my choice. I know what you want.
Well, it's a bit like me at the minute, with the paranormal stuff, what I thought I should be doing with it, but they've now changed it. They're like, no, you shouldn't be a content creator with it. You need to teach people about it. One of mine come through and went, she may not have been as good as what she actually made out she was, but you're the next Lorraine Warren, and that's what you need to remember. And I was like,
Oh.
I don't want to be Lorraine Warren.
No, no, there's too much controversy. You don't want that.
He just looked at me and laughed. He went, yeah, but I need someone to example what we want you to do. And I was like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, okay. Why didn't
Find
you
a
add
better
that
one
in?
next time.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
And I just sit there and I think it's quite funny the way they do it. It is
Hmm.
quite, I don't want to use the word comical because they're not comical because I can feel my spirit guide sort of like tapping me on the shoulder as if to say, come on, go on. You think you're going to get sleep tonight, do you?
It is funny though. Like I how do I say this? I find that humor and laughter and joy is one of the highest vibrations. And I think that being silly is a good way to put that out into the world. And I don't know about your people, but my people do relish in like the laughter and the fun. And it's funny, every session I my actually one of my peers made a comment about it. Every single session I have, we end up laughing. And I don't mean to do it intentionally, but there's always laughter. And like, but that it's such a easy way to bring that high energy, high vibe, like whatever it is that person needs into the situation, you know? So
Oh,
I'm s-
love that. I completely agree with that because it is the most important thing. And my guides, like if I'm sat there and I'm having a bad day, they will come out with something so random. And my hubby will look at me and go, what have they said? Because I sit there and I go, and I've not even realized it. And he
That's
sits
so cute.
and he's like, what have they said? So I'll tell him and he'll be in hysterics. And I'm like, it's funny, isn't it? And he's like, and he's like sat there going, because well, he struggled with it at first. I will admit that my gift, he struggled with
Yeah,
it.
mine did too.
They question whether they should lock you up at first, don't they?
Well, I think part of I don't know if I'm not trying to be like sexist or anything, but I feel like people who lean more into the feminine, like women, because we are already in our feminine, um, have an easier connection with their own intuition in the spirit world. Whereas men, it takes
Yes.
them more time. They are more here in the physical. It's like these two sides of a coin.
For me, I also think that's actually nature. So men are
Hmm.
meant to be the protectors. They're meant to be
Yes.
the alert for any like are surrounding us, like the animals back in the day. So they were meant to be ready for the tiger attacking us and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Whereas I think because we're meant to be more in tune with what is going on health-wise, we're meant to be more in tune with what's going on with the earth, as in to say grow it, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
like growing stuff from
Hmm.
the earth. We're meant to
Oh,
be
give
that.
me chills all over.
We're meant to be that way, aren't we? So I think that is for me personally, because people think I'm nuts when I say, no, my husband's my protector. And because we're not
Yes.
meant to say that now, are we? And I'm like, no, but he is, even against the spirits, the negative spirits, he is my protector. If
I'll tell you,
he's
I never like, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
no, no,
Um,
you're
I never truly understood this dynamic until I was having my child. And in that moment where like you're in between life and death, like literally creating something into the world, you are completely like at vulnerable. And who is there to help you or protect you? Like your partner. Like that's literally their role. And even like in a spiritual sense, you are vulnerable when you're opening yourself up to like all these energies in the spirit world. And who is there to take care of you? Like your partner. So I agree with you. I don't like I think people can do whatever they want and live however they want because I mean it's not hurting anyone, but this is how I enjoy like how I feel my dynamic is with my partner.
mine is exactly the same. And people think I'm nuts sometimes when I sit there and I say this to people, and I'm like, and they're like, yeah, but you're more powerful than him. I get that so much, like when it comes to the spiritual realm. And I'm like, yeah, I'm more powerful than him when it comes to the spiritual realm. But if they launch something at me, I'm then weak.
Hmm.
I'm not strong enough to take the push down the stairs. I'm not strong enough
Hmm.
to take any of that. So he's there to ready to protect me from them physical things that could happen.
Hmm.
He's then there to protect me from, we've had a possession where she's got up and gone to hit me.
Oh.
So it's like he's managed to grab her and restrain her.
Hmm.
He's part of that. That's what he
Hmm.
does. He's the one that protects me physically,
Hmm.
and when I'll never forget when I was in labor, as you say, the only person I wanted really was my husband.
Yeah.
And the amount of spirits you see during labor is unbelievable. I just want to say that
I
is
definitely was not in the physical. I was not there.
apparently on my second daughter, my first daughter, I was barely talking because I wasn't sure what was going on, and I will admit that. But my second daughter, apparently I turned around and said to my husband, Great Nana's come for us. I'm sat here now in the white light with her.
That's crazy.
And the
You don't remember
nurses
that?
don't remember it all. My
Yeah.
mum, the nurses confirmed it after my husband told me. Once I come round properly, because I think we go into a weird place, especially when we're spiritual. And it was absolutely crazy. It was fascinating. Like I can remember seeing my great nana there,
Oh, that's so
but
cool.
I don't remember speaking to my
Hmm.
husband. I don't remember speaking to my mum. Um, so it was really weird because I don't remember any of that.
Hmm.
Of course, they were saying it's the drugs I was on that was causing me to hallucinate.
I mean, maybe
Um,
the drugs just helped you get there.
we don't encourage drugs around here, though. They
No.
cause spiritual attacks, so we don't encourage them. Oh my goodness, I've just realised the
Sorry.
time.
Oh, yeah. You called it. You said we could go on and on.
I knew it. I knew it. I'm gonna have to definitely have you on again, lovely, because this is, for me, this is the first time I've actually been able to. It feels like we do stuff in such a similar way and have such a similar
Hmm.
understanding, but we do slight difference. And I love that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I think that shows the uniqueness. Because I one of the things I say to my girls, your spiritual path is your own journey.
Hmm.
And I
Well, I
don't
tell everybody, sorry, go ahead.
no, carry on, lovely, please.
I tell everybody like we have all different types of psychics, mediums, whatever, spiritual people, because everyone is different and every like client needs something different. And so that's why nobody is the same. And there's nothing wrong with that to have your own journey, to go through your own things because you're going to be able to connect with somebody specifically in the way that they need you to in that moment.
I love that because I have so many people on here that don't tell people that. And
Really?
one of the things I always say is, I may not be the healer for you. And people are shocked
Yes.
because people are so shocked, so shocked at that because they're like, what do you mean? Surely you want my money. And I'm like,
Mm,
money isn't more important than you healing.
right.
So I may not
Yeah.
be, I may not be the
Well,
healer.
and you have to think about it this way. Like the spirit world may have just sent that person to you because you have a resource that they need and can't find in any other way, right?
Exactly that. And it may be the fact of, and I've said to people this, they may want you to learn from me, so you to watch my
Mm-hmm.
YouTube videos, you to learn from me and learn the spiritual side, but I'm just not the one to heal for you. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
the one to guide you through that. I'm only just learn, and I will admit this to everyone, past life regression. I've had to learn it because I've got a couple of ladies with attachments which are from past lives. So I
Mm-hmm.
need to figure out how to detach from the past life and where they're attached, which life they're attached to and stuff. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this is one of the things I know for a fact. Sam that I also, you'd love Sam, by the way, that I also speak with. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact at the minute I'd have to send them to her. I would
Mm-hmm.
not be able to do that. I wouldn't until I've got used to understanding my way of walking through, because this is the thing, it's my way of walking through their past
Right.
life.
Mm-hmm.
It's, because it's not the same for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this is a thing that I think is
Yeah, it takes
quite
all
hard.
types.
Yeah, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas for me, I will admit, now speaking to you, Alyssa, I would go to the girls, look, I don't deal well with grief. If you're
Yeah.
needing someone to heal you with grief, this is who you need to go to. Do you know what I mean? And send them your way. And I will admit that because I think this is the thing. We all do things differently.
Yeah. And it's
I
so
love,
needed.
yes.
How about give yourself grace? Be kind to yourself. That's what I got.
Oh, I love that. I do apologize, guys, because we were chatting. So at the thing. I forgot to mention about that. I usually ask for a statement out. So this is completely my fault.
You're
Um,
okay.
so I do apologize to you. Thank you, honestly, so much. I've so enjoyed this. And
Yeah, I would love to talk to you again.
yeah, this has been, I think, educational on both sides is the way I want to
Mm-hmm.
word it. Like the way you
No, and
linked.
I love, like I said, I love hearing all of the ways that you experience things and how you do your thing. Because I have like some of that stuff I've never experienced before or I don't interact with.
Yeah, see, this is the thing, and I think it's important for us to have these conversations to
Mm-hmm.
understand things. I will sort out my WhatsApp number for you, lovely. I'll
Okay,
sort
yay.
that out. Um, so yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm carrying on talking. See, I knew it was going to happen. Anyway, guys, don't forget, one of the most important things is keep sparkling.